Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about protein and how, as a society, we are very underfed when it comes to protein. We're not hitting the values that we need to get to, and the benefits of eating enough protein and how it could help us. So, Corinne has a couple of stats that she would like to share with us today just to get us started. So, Corinne, go ahead and take it
Yeah,
away.
sure. Okay, so the CDC, which obviously we all know is like an accredited body, says that the average protein for men is about 16% of their calories and for women is about 15%. So when we're looking at our scope of total calories, this number should pretty much be closer to like 30%. So think about that as like half the value of where you should be eating at. For most people, I like to use general numbers of like 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight for your ideal protein intake. It's easy to say I need 1 gram. So it's like my body weight and that's it. I'm good for the day. I can break that up through my meals and make sure that I'm hitting my number. Protein's essential for us. Like, first of all, calorie wise, we're going to feel a lot more satisfied eating higher amounts of protein. We need it to maintain muscle mass and to gain muscle mass. So whether your goals are gaining more muscle or maybe losing weight, you need enough protein because we need to maintain the muscle that we have. That's going to keep the body fat burning and it's going to give us the response that we want, as well as just support a healthy body and support healthy bones. So as we age, our body's initial response is wanting to lose muscle. It costs a lot of energy to keep muscle on your body. So we want to make sure that we're fueling it with enough protein to keep it there, especially as we age, because we want to feel strong and healthy as we're going through our daily life and not feel like I'm
Confident.
too weak to walk up the
Yep.
stairs.
And
Yeah.
confident when it comes to daily tasks. So, really, if you are young and looking to pack on muscle mass, whether you are 18 years old or in your 60s, protein is going to be super important for you, regardless of what your goal is. It's going to help you accomplish that, building muscle, maintaining muscle, staying strong, making sure as we do get older, we're confident with the daily tasks that we need to do, walking, going up and down the stairs, in the winter months as it gets icier, feeling confident on our feet. All of that stuff is super important. And all of it we can tie back to protein as well as strength training, of course. But today we're sticking to protein. So if I struggle to hit my daily protein goals, how would you recommend breaking down my day? Let's take a regular, 3 meal day. What would that look like? What am I
Mhm.
shooting for?
Yeah. So an easy way, again, like breaking down what you need for the day, I would say like about 30 grams per meal. Like if you're having 3 meals a day, that gets you to almost 100 grams of protein right there. And then you can not feel like it's so overwhelming to hit this number. Like 150 grams can seem like a lot. So when you break it down into, I have 3 main meals that are about 30 grams. Okay, that puts me almost there. It's not so overwhelming to get 4 ounces of chicken breast and there I'm at 30 grams, like right then and there, without your vegetables, without your carbs, adding to that protein goal. And then you have little snacks, like one or two, and then that hits you like another 10 to 15 grams, so it gets you to your total.
Okay. And if you are again, a typical like 3 meal a day person,
Mhm.
would there be a limit to that protein? Is there too much protein in one meal
Sure.
or?
Yeah. So the only time really that you're limited on how much protein you can consume at one time is your digestion. So if things feel off and you feel like this food feels really heavy, it's not sitting well, then that's too much for you.
Okay. So a little bit of trial and error. But I would
Yeah.
say on average, most people can handle at least 30 grams of protein in a meal. You should feel fine with that. Focus on trying to get some lean proteins in there to help keep the calories down. So the leaner the protein, the less fat that's going to be in that protein, the better off most of the time that we're going to be with that. It's going to help us keep our overall calories down while trying to get our protein up higher there. So in terms of some ideas, I know we had talked earlier, there's some go-tos that you have and some things that you like to do to try to increase your protein throughout the day. So go ahead and kind of share some of those
Yeah.
ideas with
I
us.
mean, like my main proteins are tofu and soy protein. So like those are the ones that I use all the time for my main like meat substitutes. And then of course protein powder. I use a plant-based protein powder. Powdered peanut butters, like nut butter things, they actually add up a lot. So 2 servings of that is like almost 20 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So if you have that and you have like some denser bread or something, you're easily hitting your 30 grams right in one time. So
And they taste really good. And again, they save you a ton of calories when it comes to, like, I know I like peanut butter in my protein shakes, but
Mhm.
sometimes, a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, you have a couple hundred calories right there just from that. And the powdered peanut butter, it gives it that taste that you're looking for without all the additional fat and calories. Not that peanut butter or any nut butter is bad for you, but that is a smart move if you are trying to save yourself some
Yeah, like when
calories.
I'm in season and cutting, I
Mhm.
use powdered for
Yep.
everything. And then when I'm not, I'm like, okay, regular almond butter. So
And
it's
they
like
taste pretty
choosing.
similar. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
taste just about the same. So you do still get that satisfaction of the peanut butter or of whatever nut butter that you like to mix in with your smoothies or what have you there. Um, Protein shakes, a very easy way for you to add protein into your day. You're getting a quick, easy 20, 30 grams of protein right there. It could be used as a snack. It could be used as a meal supplement. It could be used as a post workout if you need something quick and ready to roll after your workout. Um, Always a good idea. One thing that I like to recommend to people is if you can get a powdered protein, try to go with the powdered protein versus the pre-made stuff. But ultimately, we just want to try to supplement that in. Like we said earlier, as a whole, we are not taking in enough protein. So if we could supplement it with a protein shake, again, if you could find something a little bit lower on the calorie side of things and a little bit lower on the carbohydrate side of things, that will help. Any suggestions that you have in regards to protein powders or protein shakes?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I am the same way. I'm like, if you can buy a powder versus the pre-made, that's always the best way to go because you kind of control more of the ingredients that you put into there.
Mhm.
Plus, you can beef up your shake. So, like, I'll throw spinach, I'll throw lettuce in there. I actually use regular lettuce too. People think that's really weird, but I'll put regular lettuce in, protein powder, use your almond milk, use your frozen fruit, whatever, and you kind of bump up that shake. More ice gives you more volume. So you just
Right.
get different stuff with that.
Yep.
When it comes to the ones that are pre-made, just looking at the ingredient label, like make
Mhm.
sure it doesn't have a ton of added sugar in there because yeah, post workout you can take in some sugar, but like overall through the day we're probably getting more than we want anyway. So like just looking at that to minimize.
It's always a good idea to try to limit sugar.
Yeah, yeah, like where you
Yeah.
can do
You're
it.
going to get carbohydrates and you're going to get simple carbohydrates
Yeah.
from other sources of your diet. If you could avoid added sugar, your body will
Yeah, to
appreciate
me
it.
it's just like a waste of calories. Like I'd rather eat
Exactly.
better
Yeah.
better.
And a
So
lot of times your body doesn't even, it doesn't respond well to that. You're going to sometimes feel too like shaky if you have too much sugar. So if you could avoid or limit added sugar, your body will really appreciate that in the long run and in the short term as well. Um,
if
the
you want
other
to get
thing,
nitpicky too,
what's
you
that?
can look for, I said, if you want to get nitpicky about protein powders too, you can also look for third party testing. So like
Yes.
the FDA doesn't test or regulate supplements. So protein powder falls under a supplement. So you can always look for that too and make sure that you're getting like really good quality.
Yep, absolutely. And that is, again, it plays into, what your budget is, but if you have the ability to do that, definitely recommend doing that because then you're making sure that you're getting good quality, clean stuff, which is always helpful as well. One thing that I like to think about when it comes to protein shakes is, and why I like the powder better is I can mix my protein shake with water and it still tastes great. And it's about 120 calories, or I can use it as a meal replacement. And I can do my go-to is protein powder, either chocolate or some kind of chocolate variant, banana and a peanut butter, and it tastes amazing. But that is going to be like 400 calories. So just be smart about that. Yes, it tastes amazing either way. However, you have to know your goals and you have to know your budget when it comes to calories. So that way you can take a smart approach towards it. Um, all right, so protein shakes are good. One thing that I would like to add in here, and we're going to kind of tie it into the holiday season now, is thinking about our meals throughout the day. And like we mentioned before, you want to try to shoot to get at least 30 grams of protein per meal. And how I like to look at my day, even when I go food shopping, how I like to look at this is what are my protein sources? So this is going to be different for everybody. Some people are eating animal-based products, meat-based products. Some people aren't. we still need to all get our protein, and there's different ways to look at this. And I'm building my meals around this. So for me, my typical breakfast usually includes eggs. Not a great source of protein, not the best source of protein, I should say, but not a bad source of protein. So 2 to 3 eggs. 2 eggs will get you about 14 grams, 7 grams each. Three will get you a little bit more. If the target is 30 grams, I need another protein source in there. So I'm looking at maybe a lean meat to mix in with my eggs, maybe a protein shake with my eggs, but I would probably go mix it with water for something like that. What am I having for lunch? And I always like to build my meals around the protein source. So my go-tos are, I like shrimp, I like steak, I like chicken, some kind of fish I'll mix in every week. So those are kind of my go-tos: eggs, protein powder, peanut butter I like to mix in there. Again, not a super high protein source, but it still is in there. It still does count up. So that's something that I like to really encourage people to do, is build your meals around protein. And how we could tie this into the holidays is when you're out at an event and you are at a buffet or at a party where you don't necessarily get to choose the menu too much, you can still look at this. You can still become very good at identifying protein sources and then building your plate off of those protein sources. So if chicken is available, start building your plate with the chicken. That should make up the most of your plate there. And then almost always the other stuff is going to be carbohydrates and fat, especially if you're out at an event. Try to get some veggies in there, but that's kind of a very helpful tip, is start building your plates with and your meals around your proteins. So Corinne, if you would like to jump in and add anything there, feel free to jump.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking, is like when you have your plate, first thing is grab your proteins and put them on there. Make that the center of the plate, no matter what meal, sorry, what meal you're eating. Even just when you're gonna go, like end of night before you go to bed, anything like that, you need to have some source of protein with you every time. That's going to help slow down digestion rate of everything, especially your carbs, especially your fats. We want to always pair those with a protein. When you're out, it can be hard to feel like you're eating on track or like finding healthier foods. And most of the times the protein at those meals is probably cooked the best of all the stuff. So with that said, like if you're going to find chicken and like say it has a skin on, okay, just peel the skin off. Like there you go. Healthier protein right there. So navigate the holidays still keeping in mind about, yeah, I want to enjoy some of these foods, but if you base most of it around that protein, you're going to feel fuller. You're going to end up probably going about picking foods less of those unhealthier options, but you're still going to get to taste them and enjoy the holidays and stay on track.
Right. It's going to keep you satisfied, which will make you less likely to go back for seconds. It's going to keep you satisfied and get you satisfied faster, which will make you less likely to have more dessert. So being smart about that, picking out your meals wisely, that goes a long, long way. Outside of that, just really try to make this a priority over the next couple weeks and month here, but it is something that you should try to focus on for all times and going ahead forward into the future, because like we said earlier, it is going to help you build muscle. It is going to help you if you are looking to create a calorie deficit. It's going to help you with that. It's going to help you lose body fat, build muscle mass, which is important for everybody, regardless of what your goal is. And ultimately, it's going to help you stay satisfied longer and help you get to that point of feeling satisfied with your meals easier. So it's going to help prevent overeating a lot there. Any final thoughts, Corinne, before we conclude here?
So no matter what you read, listen to us when we say how much protein to eat, because you can find a lot of things that will tell you all you need is like 50 grams in a day. And that is not enough. It's not enough to get you what you want. It's not enough to help you feel just alive every single day and to help things function. It might be an essential amount, but it's not going to be a thriving amount. So get enough protein in.
Yeah. And if you look at the nutrition label on stuff, you will notice that the recommendations that we're giving you are way higher than the percentages that the backside of some food labels are telling you. That is okay. if there's one macronutrient that you overconsume, it should probably definitely be protein over all of the others. So you can't go wrong with protein. And listen to your body. It is a little bit of a trial and error, just like any other part of nutrition and any other part of your diet. But you got to give it a try before you can learn what works for you. So, with all of that said, we hope that you are all found this useful and that you can increase your protein intake here over the next couple of days. If you do have any questions, as always, feel free to comment or reach out to us and we can answer your questions directly. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and we will talk to you soon.